Has anyone ever showed you how chiropractic really works? Let me take a minute to explain. So in the beginning, we have a male and a female cell, and they join together to create this bioelectrical fusion of awesomeness. And scientists study this, growing and multiplying 2 cells to 4 to 8 to 16. They see what begins to develop is, it kind of looks like a raspberry, or what's referred to as a mulberry mass. And as scientists watch this keep growing and developing, it starts to form what looks like the brain. And from the brain stems the tail, simply what we call the notochord. And as scientists begin to watch this, they see these nerve fibers coming out, and we see this nerve network start to form. And after this, as scientists study, we start to see the organs develop. So we got the heart, of course we have the stomach, any digestion. All these organs develop directly from the notochord and the spinal nerve system, which is directly controlled by the brain. Now, the brain is so important that we see these individual spinal vertebrae start to form to protect the spinal cord. And of course, the brain is so important, it's actually encased in bone. It's the only organ that is fully encased in bone. Of course, we have the rib cage, but that's encompassing all our organs. The brain is so important, it gets its own bony case. So, as scientists watch this, they see we got the organs developing right from the nerve system, which is under direct control from the brain. What happens is, through everyday activities in life, bends, lifts, twists, playing golf, driving too much, being on your phone all day, at the computer, all these things cause these vertebrae to shift, bend, twist, or what we call in chiropractic subluxate. It starts to choke off these nerves, and you get less than optimal life from the brain to the body. So, what do you think happens if this vertebrae here shifts? It starts to put pressure on the nerve, cutting the communication from the brain to the heart. Well then, of course, you may only get 73% of the power. You might get only 40% of the power. And if the spinal cord is cut up here in the neck and you have 0%, then unfortunately you're dead. That's what happens with a really bad car accident. Sometimes you see it in football injuries. Whenever people get an injury to the spinal cord where it gets really damaged, and then they end up being paralyzed from the waist down. That's because the communication is cut off from the brain down the vertebra. So what we want to have happen is 100% of the brain, of course, going to your arms, your legs, any digestion. And we want 100% of the power from the brain going to all your cells, tissues, organs, and glands. And that's how we can really stay at a peak level of health. So, we have varying degrees of these vertebrae shifting from everyday activities. So, let's think about it. If these vertebrae shift and put pressure on the nerve, what you eat, will that help it? Oh, I'm going to have some goji berries, or this brand new supplement from the Himalayas. Is that going to help? Of course not. Now, what about if I take this pill to make the pain go away? Is that going to fix the problem? Or maybe I just think I just slept weird, and that's what's causing it. No, of course not. The only way we can address this is to make our spinal adjustments to get the pressure off the nerve so we can get 100% of the power from the brain to the body. So we anchor to our chiropractic first to stay at an optimal level of health. And we want 100% of the power going from the brain to all your body for 100% of your time, to 100% of the organs, to 100% of the body for life. So, we have people that come in here every Tuesday and Thursday. They prepay for care and they never miss because they want to anchor to their chiropractic. They never get sick. Their work's going good. They have a great attitude. All because they have as much power from the brain going to the body. And of course, we can't stay at 100% forever, but we'll take every percent of improvements that we can get, won't we? So, whenever things are tough, when you're in pain, or you just want to go from good to great in your level of health, we anchor to our chiropractic because it's a phenomenon, and that's why chiropractic offices are so busy across the country, and that's why we want to keep your spine, your health, your family, and our community, especially here in Florida,